Hi. I decided to do another one of these. Just fucking guys. I'm watching the first episode of The Ripper on Netflix. And I'm gonna do my makeup with my giant bag of makeup. I could do this in my office where everything is, but it's not even that really. So let's go makeup. I'm going to prime with this Too Faced Prime and Peachy. First primer. I do 2 primers. That sounds sexy.
I just remember thinking, where the hell's Nemo?
It smells like peach fizz.
This was
Delicious.
the ultimate crime against women. And at the heart of it was a monster. By the end of 5 years, he controlled us all.
Okay. Got that. I'm gonna do my eyebrows. I even have eyebrows in here. I have just random Ipsy bags. Not any really rhyme or reason. Just in there. I do need to use this brush. Nothing really worth anything.
Oh God, they're never gonna catch him.
Well, that's fun. Okay. I might actually have my eyebrow stuff in my... Another Ipsy bag. Dun, 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 dun. This music's fun. I don't know anything about this or what it's doing. We're gonna do Benefit. So, gimme brow. Since I'm blonde, my brows are non-existent.
Morning has broken here in Broadcasting House. John Henry welcoming you to Monday's Radio Leeds AM.
In 1975, I was a BC police constable for West Yorkshire Police in the north of England.
BC means police constable.
What they called the task force to deal with major incidents, area searches, house-to-house inquiries,
And then
raids,
take this
anywhere where you
brow
needed
marker
a large
pen,
body
which
of
is great. It's got
officers.
these on
We
it.
were in the office one day doing a bit of paperwork, and the boss got a phone call, and he said, "Right, load up my van and we're going to Leeds. There's been a murder."
Police are investigating the discovery of a woman's body. The woman, who hasn't yet been identified, was found on a playing field in the Chapeltown district of Leeds.
Okay, so this takes place in the UK. They're in Leeds.
Search,
It's in the UK, right?
that might assist
Yeah.
in the inquiry.
I feel like I'm always just a shit at doing my brows, just in general.
To make a name for
Okay.
yourself, if you like.
So I have the one primer, a couple minutes, and then I'm going to use this Revolution Pro Base Blur Primer. It's really good. It's the, I almost grabbed the, I have a YSL Blur Primer. This is the closest thing I've seen to it for the better price, since that one's like 10 or 12 bucks, whereas the other one's like 60, 50. What
Found 150 yards from the council house where she'd lived with her 4 children.
Oh no. 4 children.
Her children were still fast asleep in bed.
Oh.
Little did they know that their mother was lying dead just yards away from them.
Is this? Why do I feel like this is the Broadchurch?
All I can remember
That's what that field reminds
being
me
out on
of.
the street, kind of
If you've not
like
watched
being out on
Broadchurch
the
with
street,
David Tennant and Olivia Colman in it, go do yourself a favor.
and then being back in the house.
I'm gonna go ahead and curl my lashes while I thinking about it,
People giving us cups of cocoa.
because I don't want to
It was really
curl them
unusual coming from where we'd come from, and also
once I do
these
my
people
things.
are making a
I got
fuss
these
of
at the
it.
Dollar Tree, just cause. So
We didn't know what was going on.
we have that going
And
on.
eventually, I can remember the officer
So
sitting us down.
what's up? Looks at everything. So I brought a couple of different palettes. I already reviewed this one. I need to review this one. I've not even done anything with this one. Maybe I want to use the Haas one. This is the Lady Gaga one that I've never even fucking used. I might use it just to whatever, because I'm gonna use glitter.
She had 3 groups of stab wounds, 2 in the breast, the bra had been pulled up, and 1 in
I feel
the
like that's
abdomen.
just
The unusual thing about
you hate women if you murder someone and stab them in the breasts,
taking time to push that
because that just
instrument
seems
around, and then time to stand
personal
back.
to me. Same as you know, if they cut some dude's dick off.
That this was
You know.
done by somebody who is disturbed to some
Is it
considerable
even?
degree.
I'll try to match it up with my brow. I need to get more tape.
There was little in the way
I need
of
to go to the Dollar Tree and actually get stocking stuffers. So I'm gonna do that today. So I'm gonna do my makeup
Nothing in the way of
for
fibers,
that,
skeleton evidence.
just because I don't ever leave the house.
So the cards were
I don't know
set.
why I do makeup. I should only do
Obviously
literally
right
this
from the beginning.
half of my face since I wear a mask, as you should.
Well, we now know that just turned 1 a.m. on the morning of the 30th. A dead woman, Wilma McCann, was alive and well.
Wilma
standing on
McCann.
this
We're gonna use this house.
the room at the top club, which is over the
I'm gonna
road
do
there.
a base.
And she was standing
So,
here, and
these
just
don't have any
then,
colors.
a man in a private
But I'm gonna
car,
use this just as a
was forced to
base.
stop when she jumped into the road in front
For
of his car. She said
I
to him,
start with the
"Can you
brow
give me a
bone and
lift
work
to
my way
Scotland
back.
Road," which is where she was found dead, actually.
So we can layer that on.
100 years before, Chapeltown had been the Highgate of Leeds. The men of money departed for more distant suburbs. With them had gone Chapeltown's splendour.
Today, 21% of the adults in the area are unemployed, so that the
And
whole
then
socioeconomic standard of the area
look
has
at this one.
declined.
Maybe some of this purple.
Was mostly black
This dark
community,
purple. Maybe some of
Afro-Caribbean.
this. Mm.
There's a big scene. The black guys used
Let's
to
start
run
with
their own
this
drinking
color.
clubs.
Just to kind of get a, we're gonna build up.
By the police.
I do makeup weird.
Are to say the least strained, and this has made the murder squad's job doubly
The
difficult.
Murder Squad.
Well, these guys have gold teeth.
One of my
Diamonds
favorite podcasts is The Murder Squad
smiled at you.
with
I'm not gonna mess with
Billy
it.
Jensen and Paul Holes. If you like My Favorite Murder, it's on their network.
House to house in
So I like that. I appreciate that they call them the Murder Squad over there. That's pretty dope. So if you want a good true crime podcast,
victimized,
they're good.
you know, sort of.
I enjoy them. So I'm gonna take this brush.
So,
and
did
take
they
this
know
in.
was this? They didn't want to help.
Maybe.
Came from a rural suburb with a slum problem,
And
a high immigrant population,
just take
and
some
a
of this
large
dark
number of
purple.
prostitutes.
And of course, Chapel
I hate that it does that.
was the main
It
red light
fucking
area.
flashes like I'm fucking seizuring or something.
Wilbur
Do that the
McCann's
entire
body
time?
was found sufficiently near to the Chapeltown red light area for it to be an assumption almost from minute 1 a amongst the attending
build
police
off of that.
that this could well have been prostitution related.
I feel like all Rippers, and I think it gets from Jack the Ripper that all Rippers are
We discovered that she was a bit of a pest, apparently.
prostitute related.
Wilma McCann was a girl who liked the nightlife.
Y'all leave sex workers
She
alone.
associated with people,
It's hard
nightclubs,
work.
and she was somewhat of a
Sex work
prostitute.
is real work, and we should respect that.
The press would use references.
They're not
like
your targets.
good time girl. That sort
I
of
mean,
thing.
I'm a
where you
good
could
time
easily
girl.
Read between the lines.
And I don't have to leave the house.
People's
I'm
tastes
too
are
old to be
very
a good time
similar
girl
to what
now.
they are now. I don't know why there's this predisposition to
Okay.
age or
So we've got this going on.
But murder and mayhem
And then,
are two
I did find my eye shadow primer. It was in this bag. Another Ipsy bag. I just need to toss all my Ipsy bags. Go through them. Give them away to people. I gave away a bunch of them a couple years ago. So, took my mirror. Ooh, what is that?
It was in the paper that day that 2 or 3 days from now, that newspaper will be being used
It's
for
a text
some
message.
exhibition trips.
So we're gonna take this and I'm just gonna
Read in the newspaper a prostitute
crease.
being killed,
Ugh,
murdered,
that
and
does
you
that.
shrug and you move on to the next.
This is she's out here trying to provide for her 4 kids who are tucked nicely and asleep in bed,
Life
and
was hell.
someone just murders her.
One was a survivor. She did whatever she needed to do to bring some money into the house, and money was a big issue.
Boom.
There was a case
This
where
is
mum would take us
my favorite
to
eyeshadow
social
primer.
services and threaten
It's Urban Decay's
if they didn't give us some money.
eyeshadow potion. You should use an eyeshadow primer. I watched a video of, oh my gosh, I don't even know who it was. I'm awful. And he said don't use concealer.
Into foster families
Um,
because mum had breakdowns.
He's,
That could possibly have just been
I don't know his
some
name. Oh my
escape
god,
from my
he's
dad,
great.
who was violent at times, who was a big drinker, who was a big gambler.
But he said that it builds up the oil and doesn't hold your makeup very well. So it's true. So I'm going to
That was the end of it.
take this lighter shade just with my finger and just put it on there.
Police knew
But
mum
then I'm
had
gonna
been
put glitter on it,
and there was a killer out there. I'll never forget
just as a base.
the fear like we've never felt before. Actually,
I need some glitter primer,
we were told to get our things.
but
We
I
left
really
the
don't.
house.
So this is actually a really pretty good
Remember that
palette.
drive
Um,
through Leeds, and
Everything I've
eventually
tried, this is the Fame palette from
massive
House Laboratories that I've had forever, and just I keep forgetting I have.
it was the children.
So this is my favorite glitter makeup by Dear Katie Brown.
I realised
It's a smaller business based out of Texas. They're pretty great. I need to get some more because I've had these a while, but they're
time went by. The detectives
very
were
pretty
doing ours.
colors.
We were doing ours.
So I'm gonna take
The public didn't want to know.
one of these. I've used the shit out of them. They might actually be hard. They might actually not work anymore. Oh my god, they're hard. Okay, I have to place a new Dear Katie Brown order because these aren't working.
Stranger
Which ones work? Oh, this one does.
extremely difficult.
I just put them all in the same box.
Somebody goes out at random.
But some of them
I'm gonna kill
are
somebody
older.
tonight,
So,
and finds an opportunity
um,
and takes full advantage of that opportunity.
I'm trying to see.
We felt that if it was
Okay,
gonna
let's
ever
use
get
this
so-
one. This is Katie. So look at that.
So, just get it on.
Mm,
Get it on with me normal.
I used to wear a lot of glitter eyeshadow in high school. Just do my whole eyes with it. So I came across a Facebook post the other day saying, why don't whatever happened to my glitter eyeshadow, or I get in moods, so I wanted to do them. This is really good and Right,
first
look at that.
prostitute to be murdered in Leeds or attacked, and we thought that might be sort of the end of it.
So we're gonna lay that down there. Ooh. Woo. Hold that.
Out of the blue, a couple of months
I'm getting
later,
over a cold, so I've just got tissues by my
body
bed.
of the woman was found at the rear of the
I need to get some more of these, but I'm gonna go back in because I've got glitter on there now,
We went to do the search
and
there.
do over the top. So let's use this brush and go in and
How long we're gonna be, boss?
darken the top. So I'm gonna take some more purple, and I'm gonna take some of this black.
At the present time, we don't know the identity of the lady, and we would like anyone who recognises the description. She'd
I hate it
rather light
when
brown
they
hair, in her mid-40s.
people are
We don't know the
victims
motive at
and
present
they
time. We don't think
don't
it's
know who they
sexual.
are.
It's robbery at this
There's
stage.
actually not a lot of fallout on this, so like Emily Jackson's who it was.
Coroner's officer phones
But it's like,
says, "Can you please come to the scene?"
why isn't somebody missing this
needs looking
person?
at. She was up this rather muddy alleyway, lying
You
with
know?
her head away from the road and her feet towards the road, so that when
So
somebody came round the corner, the first thing they would see would be Emily Jackson.
but anyways, I got in the habit. I was like, I'm
Legs
gonna do just do one of these and do my makeup and put glitter on, so I can feel alive in the year of our Lord the coronavirus. I have so many brushes. I need to clean my brushes. Okay, so I've got that going. I'm going to color correct. This is a concealer brush, an angled concealer brush. But I'm going to use this Revolution makeup concealer. I need to get a new one of these because this one is I've had for a while. But, you know.
One of those strange anomalies that every city has. And the main feature of it would seem to be that striptease went on from dawn till dusk. Not just
The striptease from dawn to dusk.
rips and God knows what. It obviously was a gathering place for people who are interested in
So
that
put some
sort of thing.
green because I've got a red
So obviously
face.
it would attract prostitutes.
And I'm going to take some of this reds
Gradually, it
and
became
put them
clear that
in
Emily
my...
Jackson was working as a prostitute. She used
Let
to
her work
take
as a
the
prostitute,
Hammond
shit.
into Leeds and use that as her
Don't treat it like it's a
place to
bad
do
thing.
business. She had small children and her husband in danger of being declared bankrupt and prosecuted, and
You
they
gotta
had
do
to
what you
earn
do
some money
sometimes.
somehow.
Sex work is real work.
The police came
Don't
to
let
the
anybody tell you
door
differently.
and told me about Mum. Being at 17 and a half years old, it was all new to me. And I didn't realise how serious it was.
Okay. Got that. So, we corrected. Now let's do some foundation. This is ColourPop. No filter. It's one of my favorite foundations. I've been
Pulled the cover off her face.
mixing them. So I've got this color with this color because I never know what my color is. So I've just taken to mixing two colors. It actually might be the same freaking color. Oh no, one of them's darker. This one's a shade darker than this one. So this one's more red than this one, which helps since my skin is kind of a mess.
There were two obvious circular depressed fractures of the skull at the back of the head, very accurately placed. So, from the forensic pathologist's point of view, this is when similarity.
I'm really sad I didn't go to school to be like a forensics expert or like a blood spatter analyst.
Is there any link with previous murders in Leeds?
Well, there are distinct similarities between this murder and the murder of Wilma McCann, which happened 29th of October. And we are
I just went back and watched Dexter, so
Ever since
I think that's
Mrs.
why
Jackson's
I
body
think
was
that.
discovered here, and ever since her killing was linked with that of Wilma McCann last October, the prostitutes of Leeds have walked in fear. Have you altered your opinion at all in this past week of the sort of man you're looking
I
for?
feel like prostitutes always
no,
walk in
we're
fear.
quite certain that this man hates prostitution.
And they shouldn't.
Some of the stab wounds were cross-shaped.
Should be a safe world for everyone.
Were rounded. The possibility
Oh, they
is
killed her with
raised that this
a screwdriver.
was a Phillips screwdriver rather than a flat blade.
Phillips screwdriver, those are the 4.
There was what was obviously a forceful stab.
I mean, I feel like you have to forcefully stab someone if you're using a Phillips head.
Shoe size
Like a flathead.
is 7, which is small for that. So,
Might
it's a
be
good clue.
better,
Given
because I feel like, you know, it's already flat and stab. But I feel like you have to hate someone to.
For an assailant to
Come on, guys. So let's go to the mall. Okay. We're going to use Tarte.
Why?
Shape tape. Love Tarte. Ooh, I have a double chin.
Smooth,
Funny episode. How long are these episodes?
hard-wearing, and easy to
I feel like this is going faster. It just went 21 minutes though. So we're gonna put a couple dots here, do her nose, and then
West Yorkshire, from the Second World War onwards,
I was listening to a video too,
probably earlier as
just
well,
to
was the
highlight things and not go crazy. But then I blend it down.
trains were built here in Leeds.
I'm still
Bradford is the textile capital of the
I'm
world.
still trying to figure out how makeup works.
over the wire go the loops.
Um,
Into the loops goes the knife. Cut. 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 Cut.
is it making knobs?
24 hours a day. It was vast wealth. By the 70s, a decline was beginning. Heavy engineering started to fall apart because of foreign imports. Textiles started to fall apart because of foreign imports. It was obvious they were not going to stagger on a lot longer.
Britain brought the world the Industrial Revolution.
and I blend it
Now
out.
is the first nation to
We
suffer
blend.
the sickness of the post-industrial age. With unemployment rising, the number of vacancies has dropped to only about half.
It was bleak for a lot of people. The women who were selling sex in Chinatown were tough people who hit desperate times. The people with the money were drifting out of this
Why is
area.
my MacBook doing that? Ugh.
Pockets full of cash. It was starting to be angry.
Her Majesty the Queen has invited me to form a government, and I have accepted that invitation.
That's the Prime Minister of England. I need to get some more of this. This is Grande Lip.
Look after yourselves.
I like to put it on just to kind of get my lips
I think it
plumped.
was James Bond who said
Let
once
it soak
it's
in.
happenstance, twice it's coincidence, but 3 times it's enemy action.
It is enemy action. I'm gonna use Fit Me Loose Powder Finishing Foundation because I'm still baking. I need to. I feel like just doing foundation stuff doesn't work for me,
Irene Richardson
so I have to
found
bake.
by a dog walker on Sunday morning in Roundhay Park. She was lying partly face down
I heard you're supposed to do it with concealer. Do you have any other tips
with
and
her feet
tricks? Please
towards
tell me.
the road
I'm gonna do it over my
her head away
those
from it.
parts.
Her boots were laid neatly on top of her legs. Her handbag was to one side of her, and the contents
using too
of
much
the
powder,
handbag were
probably. picture. Okay, so I need to use this brush. This is a flat contour brush. I just got in my Ipsy bag, so I need to do it so I can review it properly. Anybody's nose feel like it's just running constantly? Even when I'm not sick, I feel like every time I do my makeup. No seminal fluid. Where did the contour I was using go? Damn it, Janet. Just take it out.
What you're looking for is that attention-grabbing, catchy title that's going to pull people in. If we can apply that title to
Well,
these
shit.
rather gruesome cases, that should be because this is all a little
Oh my blush.
to Whitechapel in the 1880s.
Whitechapel.
No one has ever
That's Shepard.
conclusively proved
So this is Shade and Light Contour
East End of London.
in
Same
Lucid
time
and Sombre from,
similar time movement.
this it was still Kat Von D Beauty, it's KVD Vegan Beauty now.
Instant
So I'm
fascination
gonna take
with the
this.
idea that you've got a reincarnation of a legendary Victorian killer. And
Victorian killer, and then I can make a fishy face. Ooh, no, honey.
During that period, Dennis Hoban was promoted, and so he left the inquiry, and Jim
I don't
Hobson,
know how I feel
who
about
had
this
been his
brush.
deputy
And I think I picked it.
was moved upwards.
Well, I'm very mindful of the two previous murders that happened in Leeds that are still unsolved. There are great similarities between the two.
It might be better for
Keep an open mind.
a cream.
This woman was living
Not a powder.
fairly respectable up to about 10 days before she met her death. She then seems to have gone down in status and been wandering about the streets, and she could well have got into a person's car and may well have been acting as a prostitute. Jim Hobson was an
Act as a
all-star bobby with a
prostitute.
very sharp edge.
Stop.
He was a very able and skilled police officer who you thought would get the
Don't.
job.
It's like it's contradicting. So she's acting like a prostitute. What's wrong with
Some
that?
element of disarray. Nobody quite knew from one day to the other who was in charge, quite honestly.
Can I try your tits a little?
I was on home leave from the Merchant Navy. I was kicking my heels round the town centre of Bradford and really quite bored. And I came across this board advertising the police, and it said, "Join Bradford City Police, you won't be bored." And I did, and I wasn't.
Well,
I
good.
was a coal miner in Huddersfield. I've been going out with my wife for a number of years, and when I was 20, she
It's
said,
white.
"You need a decent job."
Light color.
So I joined the police. There were probably 100 police forces throughout the country.
And then I
Leeds, Manchester,
like to
Birmingham
take this brush. I like this brush. It's pretty. It's got glitter in it. And then just
So Huddersfield, Barnsley, Dewsbury, Wakefield, Halifax all have their own small forces. And the cities were all seen as
Flash is annoying. I don't want this. I don't want to figure it out.
Quite big-headed, I suppose.
Okay. Going in some blush. This is Tarte
Donkey wallopers, turnip
Amazon Clay 24-hour blush in Party.
types, basically.
Party. It's actually a very good light blush. So,
They used to say, you don't always know a Leeds cop because they talk out the side of the mouth. They talk like this, this sort of thing.
I'm
And they
gonna
always
get a
seem
little,
to have a lot of money.
because I'm pale. Use
I've got
Fook.
an apartment in Marbella. So very nice.
Okay. Got that and that.
by 70
My
small boroughs, Leeds City
highlighter. Got this one. I pulled this one out. Alchemist holographic highlighter palette was one of the first highlighters I ever bought, and this is a newer one. I got in a set earlier this year. So I'm gonna take some of this pink and just ooh, get close.
And now, for the first time, we have a serial killer on our hands.
Just kind of. I rather like KVD Beauty. I don't care what anybody says. I like it.
In those days, policing was your life.
Aesthetically pleasing to me.
So the whole of the force
Fighting.
was frustrated, worried, anxious, because they can't solve it.
Okay.
3 murders, all in the same
That's done.
area.
Put that back in there. And then I want to. I still want that palette. I don't know why I put that. I'm gonna take this. I should have done this before I put powder on. I don't think things through. I'll take back out my palette. And I'm gonna do my under eyes. Just with some of this purple. Make it a little less red.
You take a photograph of the tire mark, you take a plaster cast of the tire mark. But you've got thousands of actions to try and trace these people. You also don't want them to know that you're looking at the tires, because clearly they would change their tires.
Wouldn't that send up a red flag?
So what kind of a picture?
Like, couldn't you check,
Well, there's no doubt that
like,
this
local
is a violent
stations to see?
person. Where a man
Service stations who've
25
changed their
or
tires
35,
recently?
Just an ordinary
And
man in the
everything
street.
to
But
do?
there's certainly been going around the Chapeltown Road area, and has been asking women to get into
Feel
his
like it
car.
is.
Jim Hobson, he's clearly got means of transport. Let's start putting teams into Chapeltown, taking number plates of cars that were in that area at the relevant times.
There was a lot of police presence taking
I was gonna do eyeliner, but I don't even think I'm gonna do eyeliner.
of men
I think I'm just gonna stick with powder.
who were on the road.
So let's put that up.
I suspect that he was aware that police.
I'm aware of the police. I'm not. Never aware of the police. I don't leave that house enough to be aware of the police.
I
That
went
makes
to West
sense.
Yorkshire from Devon. I've been promoted to detective superintendent.
I'm gonna
And they
take this,
thought, who the hell is this Cornish
and
pixie?
I'm gonna take this light color
I wasn't Cornish,
and put it in the corner of my
and
eye,
I wasn't the pixie.
just as my little pop of color. There.
I remember being in the Yorkshire Dales with the family. They came home,
Am I about to
Wait,
finish
dude,
before an
there was
hour?
this-
What the fuck?
call.
I'm not taking
We've
rid
got
of
a
this.
ripper murder.
This gold
In a
too.
road ground floor flat in Bradford, the body of 33-year-old Patricia Atkins.
Patricia Atkins.
We got this serious set of murders which have been in Leeds.
Okay.
And now we've got one
And
in
then
Bradford.
I want to. I had it just a minute ago.
Today, the number of policemen hunting the killer of
Shit.
Patricia Atkinson, now seen alive leaving the Carlisle
Oh, that's the one I needed.
closing time on Saturday night, was doubled to 100.
She was a prostitute.
I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna do my inner eyes. This is just a generic
Sort of murder.
white eyeliner.
Most murders that you ever deal with are people who are murdered by people who know them. When you've got a murder that
That I bought.
is pretty obviously from the start murdered by somebody who
Just
doesn't
to
know
have.
them, then it makes the
Because I like to make my eyes
investigation so much more
bigger.
difficult.
Oh, they're not big enough.
She was the fourth woman to be murdered in a radius of 10 miles within the last 18 months. And I asked Detective
Okay.
Chief Superintendent John Domail whether he thought there was any
So I need to
connection between her
do
death and the other 3 unsolved
mascara.
murder, wasn't it? Oh yes, it was. Very brutal murder. Could it be then that the man
I like to do two mascaras, so I'm gonna take this
I
Fenty
realised
sample,
that
and then I'm gonna
bit of
follow
a
it up
big
with
chunk
their
of it
Real
was
from
the
Benefits.
cocaine, and I went for it.
This is
What leads then
Fenty's
are you following? Well, there are a number of
full
people in the
frontal
area that I know
mascara, which is actually really good. I need to buy full size of it.
This lists a lot of
I haven't
people,
yet.
names of a lot of people,
I'd like to see all those people. I should make inquiries to trace them. And I would think that it might be helpful to some people if they came forward to see me rather than have me making inquiries about some of the facts that I know.
Actually, don't even need the other one. The full frontal just kind of does it for me.
To hear about Patricia's murder immediately resonated.
Compared to the other side.
I went to the school just a little bit further on the road, so I knew exactly where the flats were. I knew that it was an area of really run-down, derelict bedsits. And Patricia's vulnerability did really strike a chord with me. Suddenly, it started to move closer to me personally. This was not late at night in a playing field. This was somebody who went into a block of flats and into somebody's room.
I keep this one in my makeup bag. I'm going to take this though, simply because I love the spoolie on it. Look how fine that is. So it gets like the little
privacy of her own surroundings.
Oh.
Patricia Atkinson was the first victim who was killed in her flat. There were boot prints and footprints.
I hate when people are killed in their home.
On the carpet.
Home is where you're supposed to be safe.
And you could see from the distribution of the prints that whoever had done this had walked to the door, looked at the layout, and then gone back and readjusted the position of the body. The footprints matched the print left on Emily Jackson, mother of...
Okay, let's do our lips. This is Morphe Mini colored pencil.
To learn that a woman had died in such horrific circumstances made me realise that actually I knew nothing about what was happening out there. I was some naive, closeted, lucky young girl. And that was probably the first time I thought I need to know how women live and how poverty will affect them. I wanted to be a reporter.
I want you to become the best reporter ever. And I feel like that's where it's going.
I was going to change the world.
I literally have a bunch of lipsticks in here. And I probably lost them all. Oh, that's actually a cool color. This is the peachy. But I don't use that one. There's a lipstick brush. Just refer to me. Okay. I'm gonna use a couple different ones. This is Muse by KVD. It used to be darker. Let's see what I got here. This is a multi-stick. I could have used this as cream or concealer. Change the bricks. Six. This one's peachy. I don't want to use this much makeup on. That's green. Oh shit. To be honest.
You know what young people are? The friends are not talking to
house, but it's.
I never thought of murder.
I don't care for
Unlike the previous four
Gloss.
victims, Jane was no prostitute. She lived at home and worked in a supermarket. But because she was walking home alone late at night in Chapeltown, police believe that the Ripper may have thought she was a prostitute.
Trying to go up to the shops now, anywhere near the Chapeltown Lane, it's very frightening. You don't let your children play out of anything now.
What's the general view? Do people around here think
It's just
she's
sticky.
the person responsible for all these
It's really smooth
Well, we
though.
don't know because
Like it's not sticky,
yeah,
sticky.
but
It's
it's
just.
maybe.
I refer to it as the grease factor of just, you know. Look at that. It's like it's shiny. I don't care for it. So this, my go-to Motorhead from Kat Von D. I'm gonna put it over top of it.
From a very ordinary family. He's dead.
I went to identify him.
So I'll still get that shine. Just
Oh, I just go upstairs and then.
it's gonna tone it down a lot.
Well, they're
Hopefully.
absolutely distraught. They're in a terrible state. The husband at the moment is very bad, and I've had to give him a sedative injection this morning because he's been in a state of complete collapse. You know, this is an awful lot for a man to have to put up with.
I mean, wouldn't you be fucking ruined? God.
Jane was beautiful, she was 16, and more importantly, the police had made a distinction between her killing and the killing of the other women. They described her as the first innocent. It was the first time it had appeared on front pages.
I mean, the first innocent. They're all
Everything
innocent.
that happened before had happened to prostitutes, and here was an innocent victim.
I don't care what anyone says. No one deserves to be murdered. Fucking bullshit. 42 minutes. We're gonna finish this up. Nope. Who am I? Absolutely hate this. Natural disaster. Oh, it's right here. So I'm gonna go in and feel back out my bottom.
Who was the head of West Yorkshire CID, was appointed as the senior investigator.
Okay, I'll use my All-American Reject shirt to do stuff. Honestly, if you ever catch me on a Sunday not wearing this shirt, I might be sick.
How did she intend to get home?
We understand that she intended walking along Beckett Street.
Put some more of that on there, and then I'm gonna take some more of this, darken in, give me a little smoky smoke.
In the police force, when
Yeah,
George
nice
Alfie
smoky eye.
suddenly manoeuvred into the top
Ooh,
seat.
that's nice.
I think there was an element of surprise that
Smoke it
suddenly
out.
somebody had been parachuted into the city when
Smoking a
Jim
pancake.
Hobson seemed to be on the case. I wouldn't have said that he was a top police officer to run West Yorkshire.
He was a sort of dour Yorkshire.
Actually, that's how it rings in this time. It brings my nose ring. Okay. So that's done. Oh, that's cool. I need to. This is Clinique. I have a little mole right here that I like to accentuate. It's not a mole as much as a bone fragment. I got kicked in the face at a hymn concert. So that's a fun story. And hymn's my favorite band, so if you haven't noticed. Back with my Mac. I do want to brush my eyebrows one last time. For the very last time.
Very hard to explain to people who are not from this part of the world the started to have on people.
The lurking threat of the Ripper is very real. Those who live in the areas where he struck are in constant fear.
I feel like this guy just got named after the first Ripper. And that's okay. So, MAC, it's lavender, smells delicious. It locks, which I like about MAC products. So, like this, you can't.
They were no nearer to catching him
Pretty great.
at the time that
So,
Donald was killed,
let's.
than they were at the time that Wilma McCann was killed.
And then,
In the 1970s,
Dollar Tree special.
any identification on blood and body fluids basically relied on blood grouping. Over 50%
Just try
of
it.
people.
That's just me being bougie.
A is the next.
And you know what? It's okay to be bougie sometimes. It's fine. I'm gonna go watch the rest of this. The bag's heavy. I'm surprised it's not broken yet. I was trying to see how much there was left of this. But I don't know where the remote is.
Was to actually
That's what I get for doing my makeup in bed. Richie, do you have it? Richie says hello. I give up. So, see, better lighting would be good. Look at this.
You've killed 5 times now.
Tell me that. I'm gonna finish this episode. And I'll write a blog post on it once I'm done with the whole series. But if there's any looks or anything you guys want me to create, let me know. I'm happy to. Look at that. Gross. Bye.